noise is annoying. I'm just here helping set up for SK. She'll be here momentarily. That noise is annoying. Don't mind me. Making a weird noise. How's that sound, gang? Sound better? Well, I'm gonna sit there. How about
Oh, turn the light up.
the light's not on?
That little button is on. It's plugged in. 'Cause that didn't make any difference at all.
Well, you can't tell because I... You look like you're about to deliver a manifesto.
Oh, now it's back. See?
It's back. Feedback.
You're on delay, you said.
We're just going to take the mic out.
Move the
I'm going to
phone
move the phone up so you can see SK. Say something.
Hello.
Can
There
you-
is a delay. You need to make an adjustment. So it's
Fixed.
fixed. When you touch it, it stops. And then wait. Well,
Oh,
the
yeah.
mic's off now. Lamp keeper. Perfect. Says Norm. Hey, shalom, shalom.
What's up, Norm?
Clear now. Okay. So Mike, no.
I'll get the mic.
Good sound, good video, says Matthew. And magical homestead clear. Sandra Byers says, sounds good.
I'm trying to figure out how to get the comments here.
And Mrs. Lovely Dudley, there she is. Shalom, sister. How you doing? Peace. Peace be upon you. Yes. And there's Christy B. Shalom. Hey.
I can't get comments on here, so I'll just move this up even closer for you. You look very severe.
I'm not looking severe. I'm looking.
There you go. Whoop.
But see, I think we should put it on that because then it can be right here. I can read that now. All right. Hey, down south, says Crazy Canuck. We were just talking about Canada on one of PJ's videos. It's kind of the alternate pharmacy for some Americans online. All right, so welcome to the live. I had to take a little break, and Pastor was kind of doing the techie stuff. Riri's Magical Homestead says, roll tide.
Roll Tide.
That's Alabama, right?
I don't know. Crimson Tide, something.
Crimson Tide. We're getting rain. We are getting rain too. There's Scotty John. We are getting massive amounts of rain. That's why we were trying the microphone, because the sound of the rain on the roof is so loud. We were afraid that you wouldn't be able to hear us. We had a nice rainstorm, praise the Father. And yeah, it's supposed to rain here all day, which we need. Our pond, the one by our house, the ones in our duck area, completely dried up. The one by the house, just a muddy puddle. And so this is hopefully going to fill them up with more fresh water, refill all the containers we have in like the orchard and so on. Crazy Canuck says, we got snow. Just saying. Yeah, you get the colder end, we get the warmer end. We're much farther south than you, so we're getting the equivalent as a rainstorm. And it's a line of storms that are going across several states. So several states are getting watered right now.
You have moderators in there?
I do have moderators.
Okay, because I can't moderate from this phone.
Mrs. Lovely Dudley is the moderator. Teresa Jukowitz is the moderator. There's a lot of them. You can keep the snow, says Christy B. I'm sure we're going to get more this year. That's something that we talked about over Sukkot, was the fact that Noah was saying that America's going to get, yeah, Sister Noel's on it. America and the northern states was going to get a lot more snow this year. And it wasn't, I mean, some people were like, oh, end of the world, whatever. But one of our brothers said there was a huge volcano earlier in the year. And it's true, there was, and it was in Tonga. The word Tonga and Hunga are both in the title. It was very big. It caused a 15-foot tidal wave, and some of the islands there around Tonga were overwhelmed. Like the water came over the island. It flooded the roads and the houses and everything. And so volcanoes, the eruptions, the massive amounts of whatever is going up in the air, lava, gases, soil, everything, depending on the size of it, will cause weather problems all the way around the globe. It affects the weather to have all that stuff up there. It makes it cooler. And in the Dark Ages, before the Renaissance, there was, I think, a couple of years of very, very cold weather, crops rotting, starvation, and it was all because there was a huge volcano in the year before over by Indonesia somewhere. Krakatoa went off, some huge explosion, and that affected the weather. All right, so there is Garen Clackley, shalom all, and Barbara Middleton, hello from New Mexico. Barbara Middleton has been commenting lately, and she's been asking me some questions about the faith and so on. And I think you back me up, Barbara. She was kind of testing the waters to see if we were too far one way or the other in our faith walk. And we think of ourselves as being pretty middle of the road. And I think she found us acceptable. And so here she is on the live stream. Welcome, Barbara. For you longtime people on the channel, you know that the body of people who follow this channel, we call ourselves the crew, Kate's crew. And that was something that people voted on in the community section. And there were 3 or 4 options, and that's what they did. So Barbara, you are now a crew member. And I wanted to thank y'all for now 7,500 subscribers. I remember back when I had 30, and I just never even thought I could get to 1,000. And slowly, the channel has grown. I've been online now 10 years. And And 7,500 is not a lot of subscribers for being online for 10 years, but I also understand I'm not everybody's flavor. It's nice that you all are welcoming her. Okay. Now, if I decided I wanted to dye my hair blonde and wear a lot of bright colors and wear the fake eyelashes and everything, I'd probably get more people coming. That's is that plugged in? Is that plugged in?
Because we're not using the mic.
Army wife says, evening from Central Texas. What Army base is in Central Texas? Yeah, you got to push the power button.
Fort Hood?
Yeah, there. Super bright.
Is that better? Is that too bright?
It's pretty bright. First time in here. Thank you for the welcome. It's still awesome. That's better. That's a nicer light.
I announced it on Patreon, so
yeah, thank you.
perhaps some Vikings will show up.
Maybe some Vikings, maybe some Jarls.
And they come sit down.
Yes, Fort Hood. Yeah. So Fort Hood is what, the cavalry?
Fort Hood, they got like tanks and stuff.
Dyeing my hair and eyelashes still didn't work, says Mark C103. Yeah, I'm surprised, Mark. You're such a nice guy. I'm surprised that didn't bring him in droves, I guess. But I'm very excited about 7,500 subscribers. I want to thank you. If you recommended my channel to anybody and they joined, just thank you for all that. It's very kind. So that's one of the things I have on my plan. I have my plate plan here. I wanted to talk about that. Something else that came up recently in the comments, combat arms. Well, yeah, we're familiar. This guy was in for 20 years, so we know. It's a tough time to be in right now, I think, too. But anyway, if you have anything you want to say about that, go ahead and say it. Hello from the Middle Peninsula in Virginia, from Ken Warland.
The Middle Peninsula? Like out on the other side of the bay?
I would guess somewhere in the area of Chincoteague. I don't know. There's Grace Acre. Shalom, shalom.
I wish I could get the comments on here.
That's weird.
I know it used to be on there.
It should be on there. That is really weird.
Oh well. We'll carry on.
Carry on. There is JS Badger. Shalom, tribe. And Brendan. Shalom from Florida.
Hold on.
FK
JS Badger. I know JS
Yeah,
Badger.
we met him.
I know who he is.
Yeah. How did you do in the hurricane, Brendan? How did Ian treat you? Need prayers for 2 daughters. Cancer back after only 3 months and tumors on bladder. Oh, wow. Okay, so prayers sent for that. Hey, PJ, son-in-law is CW2 at Hood. Interesting times for sure. I'm a Viking, DC prepper.
All right. You're far from DC. That's probably a good thing.
Ken Warland says he's in the Gloucester Matthews area.
You know, I lived across the York River from Gloucester because they used to have, I don't know if they still do, like a pulp paper making facility or something. It stunk, woof, and it came out of Gloucester, and I lived right across the York River on a undisclosed location.
Someone just made a comment. I'm going to have to,
What do we need to do? I wish I could do comments
scroll
on
it.
here. How do I? There's something.
Sawadee-ka.
Sawadee kap, kun sabay le kap.
Dragon Shield 1776. Shalom from Manitoba, Canada. Tobin Outdoors. They did fine. It went south and east of them. That's good to hear. And then Grace Acre said there's an Indian summer in the Ohio Valley right now, which is nice. And there's Andy Vetter. Shalom.
Hello from the center of the universe, Fortress Bragg, and it will always be Fort Bragg. I will never call it anything else.
That's
ever.
right. They can do what they
Frickin'
want.
communist.
That's right.
Sorry, I'm not going to take over your
There
life
is
stream.
whiskey for Oscar Whiskey. Howdy, y'all. Long time no see. And there is Lone Star Living. Shalom. Moderator backup. Awesome. How are your sheep? How is your daughter? Lone Star Living. I did want to talk about sort of the last month. Hi. Hey, Suze. There she is. Shalom. I know he probably did videos on it. I don't remember if I did videos on it. There's North Michigan JB, shalom y'all. The gum operation that I had.
Oh, yeah, I talked about that. That's what precipitated the last video
Right,
you and I just
yeah.
shot, which is uploading on Patreon as we speak.
Right. That pretty much wrecked the last month as far as my health.
87%.
Life is great, praise Yah, says Lone Star Living, getting much needed rain today, us too. Pastor is super excited with the sheep. Northern Ozark Homestead. Awesome, and thank you for the live, but I got to get the kids' dinner up. Thank the Lord for rain today. Amen.
Dinner. I guess it is almost 5.
Anyway, it was very hard. There's Teresa Jukowicz. Shalom. Shalom, Teresa. Thank you for supporting the channel, by the way, Teresa. You get a shout out. Hi from Natural Dam, Arkansas, getting some well-needed rain here too. Absolutely. Shalom from Jacksonville, Arkansas. Shalom.
I do not know where Jacksonville, Arkansas is.
Michigan Prepper, Stephen Wilson. Shalom. Come on in. The crew is here. The party has started. Anyway, just real quick. The last month was really hard. This feast season was really hard because
You thought it was hard?
Because of the health stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I had just gotten my guts to calm down after getting off the antibiotics and everything. And
I
then
think you had the Bob disease.
a stomach flu went through the camp, and a bunch of
Bob
us got
disease.
it. And it's, yeah, Bob, except it wasn't Bob. People
But we'll
kept
blame him.
going
He's
back.
young. He can take it. He's strong.
And like right now, my stomach's a little upset. We ate, what, a couple of hours ago?
Yeah, what do we eat?
We just had
Oh, eggs and taters and onions.
eggs and taters and onions. And so
All
I'm
from the homestead.
trying to keep my diet bland. I'm trying not to get my gut worked up. It's kind of just a weird feeling because the stomach flu, no matter what I had down in there, including my daily meds and everything, all came out. And
She's a loud puker.
I am very loud puker. I still break out in some cold sweat sometimes, and I still feel slightly nauseous. And so it's some of my favorite
You're
foods.
getting like those old people that just talk about what's
I know.
wrong with them. Nobody wants to hear it.
Yeah, some of my favorite foods like macaroni and cheese seem to be okay. So if anybody else has this stuff, just take your time getting over it. And one thing that I found really does not upset my stomach is coconut milk. And it's a favorite. It's really smooth, and I like to mix it with other fruit juices in my drinks, and it seems to be okay on the stomach. So I wanted to throw that out there. And seaweed snacks are really good for you too. I hadn't had them in a while, and I have them now to get the essential nutrients back in there.
Those seaweed snacks remind me of the antithesis, but sort of. Remember those breath mint strips you put on your tongue and they dissolve and leave your mouth tasting good? You put a seaweed snack on your tongue, it dissolves and you smell like fish.
Red purple cabbage juice works awesome for my gut. Good to know. I'm going to have to keep my eyes out. And there is Tim Dunnigan.
Tim, brother Tim, I just
Solid Tim.
chatted back and forth with my brother.
Teresa Jukowicz says, I was sick puck. I'm assuming you mean sick pup.
Or puck, like in Midsummer
Like
Night's
stream, right? Walmart has a really good coconut drink, Kui brands.
You have,
Kauai brands.
you've got coconut drink in our fridge that I'm sure came from Walmart.
Or O&F.
Came in a little cardboard container with a little screw top.
Right, on the top. I like the one that has the pineapple. But a month later, I think I'm on the road to recovery, and fall is here. Oh, she said puking. I was sick puking. Me too. And it's no fun when you're old to puke. I told myself when I get old, I'm not going to puke. And well, look what good it did me. All right, so how are you all doing?
I've got to go upload the other video.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Yeah, 21 minutes in to the live stream. I want to know how y'all are doing. Did anybody else get sick? There's Bob D400. And to remind you, on live stream, I'm wondering if that was from the umbrella. I have the umbrella sitting over there. Maybe it dripped. Did Yeshua say to make disciples or converts, and what's the difference? Disciples are like students who follow a master, and converts are people who have a different faith system that you convert to walking in the way. And so I think on one level, they're very similar, and on the other, not all believers are disciples. Not everybody wants to actually sit at his feet and ask him questions. There's Smiling Mary. Thanks for supporting the channel. Smiling Mary. I would have to look that up, Barbara. What do you think? And I missed some of the comments, so I'm going to have to push that. I had a great Sukkot, lots of time in the woods with friends and family. Awesome, Cindy. And there's Bear Engine 1. Shalom, everybody. Racing Old Man Winter, concrete poured for the garage, ready to frame this weekend. Still need the button up for the trailer to the real cold, button up trailer for the real cold to come in. Crazy Canuck, we did the same thing with this rain. It has been so long since it's rained that we had all sorts of things out, open, windows on cars rolled down. We have several things that catch water, and mine all had the tops on them because there was a little water in them, and I didn't want that to evaporate. And so we had a scramble yesterday and went into the dark, taking lids off, getting stuff prepared for catching water and things like that. Grace Hager says, we're doing well, loving the nice weather, and extended the chicken run and doubled my flock from how many to how many? Colleen says it's raining in North Texas. I'm sure you needed it, Colleen. Get your skirt on. Get your skirt on, Crazy Canuck. That's right. Get it around the trailer. Keep that cold weather out if you can help it. There's Sergeant James. Hello, everyone. Something else Pastor and I did yesterday that took most of the day, and we didn't really, from 10 to 20 birds. Yeah, mine went from 12 to like 24, just because of all the chicks that hatched. And there is Vicky, Sister Vicky. How is Brother Matt? I was talking about my gut finally sort of getting back to normal. How's he doing? Anyway, PJ and I, we have a new goat area. Yeah, I can kind of agree with that, Barbara. But keep in mind, disciples are really students. So I would think they're the ones who really want to study and understand. Back to regular food, good to hear. This new goat area we put up there is pretty sturdy, but it had no shelter.
Give me shelter.
And so Brother Andy there had an old tarp in the back of his truck, and he put it up there and tied it
Brother
on the
Andy
fencing.
here?
Yeah, he was in here. To make a shade, put it on the fence that was southern facing, and the goats would go behind it. But we really needed shelter for this rain.
Hi.
So you guys saw the video that I did. I cut a round tote in half. Part of it hand sawing, part of it electric battery powered
Circular saw.
Got that guy halved up, took it up there, and just put the two halves on the ground. I had cut a door in, and the goats are small, so they will go in there.
But then what did we do?
But to make more room, we lifted those up on tires. We have a few used tires laying around, kind of janky. And so we put the tires at the corners and lifted those halves up, 6 inches, 4 inches width of
Tire
the tire?
width, yeah.
6, 8 inches. So if you picture that, here, let me do a real quick diagram.
She's actually an excellent artist.
Sort of.
Ask her to draw an eye sometime. I should film her drawing an eye.
Yeah, this is going to look like an elephant.
Now, I just told everybody you're a good artist.
Right? All right, so this is kind of what's going on there. There's the
Push it
tote
in
half.
closer.
Oh, there's the tote half. we put tires here, 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 and here. So at each corner, and then he put poles in between, and he tied string to kind of hold it down. Well, then we started trying to close this area in between here with rocks and other tires. So we wound up with like a tire sticking out here and some rocks and things. And so we made two of those from the two halves. And then on the corner of the fence where the tarp was, I put another tarp to kind of strengthen it. But I also, here's another drawing.
Do you need another plate?
Yeah, we need another plate.
I'm the able-bodied assistant today.
I also shored up that corner because the wind was very strong yesterday. It was blowing against the tarp that was there, and the whole fence was bending and moving. And so my goal was with the new tarp to make a rain shelter versus a shade shelter. Thanks, honey. So if I do the corner, like that. Some of the things. So if that's the corner, Andy had put a tarp right in here on the outside, and the wind was coming at it from that direction. And so I put another tarp on here, but I also started with some used poles we had to stick them down to the ground and put them at the juncture of the fencing so that it's stronger there. And then I used string and I tied these poles along the fence going this way and attached them this way and put a board also like that. So this thing turned into what looked more like a tent shape. And then I put all these old cedar branches with other branches sticking out of them up along that fence and across this way. So when I put my tarp, the tarp came down like this, like a tent, and had all the cedar underneath it to kind of support it. Because the tarp flapping in the wind is what really gets torn up. But if you can give it some structure, it won't beat itself. And so I tied the tarp down at the bottom to the pole that I had there. And I also put a pole here and tied it like that down to that one and on the other side. So it looks more like a tent up there now. And hopefully it's going to keep the rain out. Because goats don't like rain and wind. It's one of those things you have to give them the shelter. If they can be away from the wind and the wet, then their body heat will be enough to keep them warm, even down to, lower temps. Where are your animals sheltered, Tweety?
In the stone barn, if they know what's good for them. I put a tire up on the, there was a flapping piece of metal.
Yep.
That is not the permanent fix. Matter of fact, that whole superstructure might have to be replaced.
I would use the roof that's in place just because it's hard to do it.
Well, I'm trying to.
I would definitely cap it.
I definitely have to cap half of it.
You're handy, Sister Kate, said Grace Akers. Well,
yes, she is.
I am, and usually he's working on something else, and I want things done, and so I end up doing them my own.
And when do you want it done?
I want it done right now. I don't want to wait, so I do it. Who else is here? Errol, Cavlac Verizon. Hello from Lower Alabama.
LA.
And there's Northwest Arkansas. Prepper, shalom, brother.
Hello, my brother.
Ronald Hellard from Kentucky. What kind of ham radio do you use? Says Techstar.
Can I show that book to Travis?
I don't care.
Travis, I have a couple videos coming out. They're uploading as we speak, and I just want to show you one chapter in this book that we just got.
And there's Old Trapper. Howdy, hope all of you are well. Text, I don't have an answer to that because I'm not one of those kind of people. Carrie Stennett, hello from Springfield, Missouri. What's on the menu for Pie Day? Somebody said. Hang on. Go ahead.
You can talk. I'm just going to go find that.
Well, I got to find out who said that.
Okay, you do you, boo.
You betchy. You betchy. What's on the menu for Pie Day? I don't know that we're having a Pie Day.
I don't think we're having a Pie Day.
Jay
Because
Morris?
we're both trying to lose weight. So can I talk to T?
Yeah, just quick.
All right, quick.
Quick aside.
So see that field hospital? This book has, I love checklist. It has a checklist for things you need in the field hospital. And it goes 1, 2,
It's at least 3
3,
pages.
4 pages. This is a good book. We haven't even started reading it yet. We've just been perusing it, looking at it because I did a video on it today and some other things. Doomandbloom.net. Nurse Amy, Dr. Bones. T.
Okay, so somebody said, hang on, my grandson got his first deer.
Good.
How old is he? He was grinning ear to ear, first one on our property. Well, congrats to him. That's pretty cool. That's antibiotic-free meat for you. Who is you betcha? You betcha.
You betcha.
They must know something
No
about
say?
us.
Why?
If they talk about Pi Day.
Well, that's a good point. Who are you?
Who are you? You
Who
betcha?
are you? You little rascal. I know you.
Are we related somehow?
Yeah, how do you know about Pi Day? I've probably talked about it.
You probably did talk about it. All right, I'm waiting for more comments. We talked about the goat shelter. We did those things because Crazy Canuck was talking about getting his trailer ready. And I also wanted to know what other projects y'all are working on.
Doing the things,
Please
hopefully.
speak up.
Any questions? You got us here. You have us both here off the cuff. You can ask a question.
I did talk about the persimmons.
Are your things working? Because I see no comments.
Yeah, it just takes them a little while, I think. That's why I wanted your,
I know, but it doesn't work. But soon as this other video gets loaded, I'll bring my other phone
oh,
in.
I got dizzy turning my head at this thing. Persimmons, yes, I did the video on the persimmons. We went back down because we had a frost.
Maybe there's
Persimmons,
nobody watching anymore.
would you stop it
Oh
with the
my
negativity?
gosh. What's with the negative waves, Moriarty? Let me see what's going on. here.
Okay, frost is better for persimmons. They're not as, what do you call it? Not antiseptic.
77 people are watching, but only 37 people like what you're saying.
Oh, well, give me a topic then, y'all, if you want something else. I'm trying to think, astringents. Persimmons are less astringent after the frost.
Yes.
And we had bagged some of our persimmons because we know animals eat them. And my gosh, there were a couple of bags that were
OMG.
tore up, like shredded almost because of whatever it was, wanting
Dear.
that persimmon bad enough,
With big gnashing teeth.
right?
Somebody give a comment just to see if our comments are working. Say check or
Well,
hi or
50 people now have their thumb up, so we know they can comment in that.
yeah, I know they see us, but I don't see any comments. Somebody say comment. Just type comment.
Come on,
Because I think
Norm.
we have a glitch.
I know
See?
Norm likes to comment.
No one's commenting. I think something happened to the camera.
Maybe
We
I
can't
did
read
something.
any comment. That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe I did something when I touched it. There.
Live chat.
Super chat. Top chat. Some messages, potential, all messages. Should we do live chat then? All
All
messages.
messages. Yes. Live chat.
Okay, live chat.
There you are. Woohoo! They're back.
I may have pushed something wrong.
All right. Now, if you asked a question or said something that you wanted us to talk about before, you got to
David,
tell us again. How do we get rid of that thing? What if I hit that X?
no, then it's the
No.
live stream is over.
Oh, we don't want to
That's
do
why,
that.
honey,
Don't touch that. But
We
I
need
haven't
to-
touched anything.
we need to get the camera closer so we can touch it without having
Look now, nothing's there. No one cares.
oh, you're terrible. All right. There is Soapy Acres Homestead. Hi.
I like
and
that.
there's
I like
Scotty
that
John
comment.
Woo.
That's good.
Teresa Jukowitz trying to figure out heat in an RV. Heater works, but we will be cut it.
So solar making heat is a very difficult thing. And at
Uses
least
a
a couple
lot of-
minutes ago, Tim was here and he is our solar guru and friend and mentor. And he will tell you that, I think, also. Making heat with solar, very difficult.
Right? We didn't really have.
Uses
heat.
a lot of power.
That's when we found out propane is a dirty little secret, and we just used a buddy heater in there.
And you can talk about the rocks.
And we did desperate things like heat up rocks in a fire and put them in a pot and set that in the middle of the floor. But for consistent, sustainable heat, nothing beats a wood stove. Nothing.
But you can't put one in a camper. You'll burn it down. I mean, it's very difficult to put a wood stove in a camper. Seriously, it's a fire hazard.
Well, it's a trailer. You would have to.
Remember that trailer that burned at Gunslinger's place?
Yeah, but
like
they didn't
30
have
seconds?
a wood stove in there.
But it still burned in 30 seconds.
The point is, you
barely got out with their lives.
You have to fireproof where you're going to have a wood stove. You have
There's not a lot of room in a camper.
You have to have non-flammable materials all around it.
I'm going to go get my other phone and we can.
Good. Look at comments. When you put the pipe through the wall, you have to have collaring around it so that it doesn't, the heat of the pipe doesn't start your insulation on fire. You have to have flooring. They sell these fire-resistant mats at places that sell wood stove, but things like slate or brick or concrete is better underneath a wood stove. It's an issue. Most people use propane, but that's not for travel trailers, says Grandma Ginger's Farm. Yes, yeah, they do. Teresa
Gotta feed it all night long.
Teresa Jukewitz says, I need a wood stove. Yep, they're very useful. Wood stoves are the best heat, says Carrie Stennett. And there's Hebrew Homestead.
That's a great name, by the way.
It is.
You get kudos. I don't know who you are, but that's a great name.
And they're, I believe, in the PNW.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they know?
I am going to move this thing because I'm tired of leaning forward.
Turn it off.
I won't turn it off. Everybody just hold up. You're going for a little ride.
Woo-hoo!
Whoop. You jumped. You jumped to right there. Now,
Somehow your fall is here picture on the video is like schlecht.
it's art.
It's not. But I think we're going to have comments.
And there's some buffering. Yeah, storming a little here, so internet and cell service is a bit wonky, says Carrie.
Okay, here we go. Now let me blow them up.
Yeah, that's what.
Vicky's here. Hi, Vicky.
Yep, I asked how Matt was, but you didn't say yet. Let's see if I can get us both in the picture.
Okay, here we
too.
go. I got your comments here.
Good.
Do you want to manage them or do you want me? I'll just hold it down.
All right.
You can talk to them though. If anything hot comes up, I'll tell you.
There's Teresa Juke, thumbs up. Just saw Hippie Hebrew is in Wisconsin. Oh, that's right. I'd forgotten.
Wisconsin. Somebody on my Patreon channel just said how awesome Wisconsin was for all the threats I posted.
I have an elderly father-in-law that has Parkinson. He needs to go to a hospital
Home, I think.
or into a home. You think he would fall under my husband's covering?
Or we have to move into his home to take care of him.
I think we're of the mindset you move into his home, or
No, you can move him into your home, but
Yeah.
whatever, then your husband's in charge.
right, your husband's in charge of the house. Oh, that's right, Vicky, you did say that. Forgive me for that. There is Texas T. Howdy, Sister Kate and PJ, and thank you for supporting the channel, Texas T. Appreciate it. There's Full Moon Prepping. Hey guys, Full
Honey,
Moon.
it's right here.
Do you have any comments about prepping? Hunter Kirk, Shalom from North Idaho. Wood stove is going from now till April. Amen. Yeah, Texas T is a member for 9 months. He's been supporting the channel for 9 months. Thank you very much, Texas T. I think I remember when you said you would support the channel whether I did live streams or not. And I thought, wow.
So Old Trapper is east of Springfield. Praise the Father.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Originally from Katy, Texas.
Katy, Texas.
Wisconsin is a good place to be.
There's a lot of liberals in Wisconsin. What are the gun laws like there?
My good friend Sustainable Stewart is up there, and she has excellent videos on farming in that area. She's very productive. The American Silverback says, always enjoy you
That's a
guys."
great name, too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and thank you. Thank you for telling us that you enjoy it. We enjoy you.
You know, American silverback, I occasionally refer to the 400-pound silverback gorilla with rabies that's coming out of the bushes at you when I talk about the OODA loop. I'm not talking about you. It's okay.
Snowy solar panels today at Hunter Kirk's.
Where is that?
Prepper, Idaho.
Oh, Hunter Kirk's in Idaho.
Yeah,
He's living in his own private Idaho.
that's right. We have to go out with a broom and sweep the snow
Is
off.
there a mouse in your pocket?
No, I do it too. Sweep the snow off our solar panels, or else you don't get the same, sunlight on it. John Chasson, shalom everyone.
I know, I thought he was somebody else
Right.
when he first joined.
Mistletoe, no doubt mistletoe, 70 degrees in Michigan.
Michigan, that's like perfect.
That's pretty daggone warm.
Michigan, the land of. Hey, so mistletoe. Question. For one of our like big anniversaries, we were considering trying to rent a lake house cabin. There's a lot of them in that part of the world, like off season. Is that possible? We kind of wanted to just get a cabin on a lake and
Airbnb,
just chill out,
no doubt.
maybe drop a line, maybe not.
Keep losing my signal. Shalom. Wait, whoa.
Oh, you guys are going
A
fast.
14-year-old can open carry a pistol if you are involved in agriculture in Montana. Well, that makes sense. Missionary kids say we, meaning them and their amoebas. Gun laws are decent, not constitutional carry good, but better than Minnesota.
Minnesota. That's where all the Vikings are.
Scotty John is on the East Coast somewhere, I thought. There's two Johns that follow my channel sometimes.
If you book a year in advance, so that's a good business to be in. Open up a little fishing cabin.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
That
Good
is
for them.
good. Yeah. We have a space if you guys wanted to come up to Wisconsin for the lake. We have a boat. Oh, whoa.
I think our next big trip is probably going to be northern Thailand.
Wouldn't need to worry about paying.
Bless you.
Well, thank you for the offer. That's really quite generous of you. Good evening, Alan Sims. The Americans, my name comes from this. The silverback isn't the king of the jungle, but the king of the jungle doesn't be tough enough for him to find someone else to bother. That's right.
I don't know. I think a silverback gorilla and a lion fighting, that would be a tough fight.
I was picturing King Kong. What did he fight? A T-Rex or something?
Good evening, Alan Sims. Hey, do y'all have any questions for us? I mean, you have us here.
Leslie Kiss American Farm, off-season resort in L&O Lakes, Wisconsin on the lake. I no longer live in that area, but there's a lot of resorts in the Upper Peninsula border of Michigan. Are there any Scotsmen, other Scotsmen? What's going on in Scotland, Norm?
Oh, Norm's okay.
Oh, I know. I like it.
Our daughter's going to be there soon.
That's right. Our daughter's coming.
He knows. He's squared away.
All right.
Carthage. Is Carthage the one with the big statue of the Indian in it? Remember when we took a detour one time? Is there a big statue of an Indian in Carthage?
I can't remember. I think of all those exits and what they have to offer.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm a little sleepy. Wonderful rain most of today and lasting throughout the night.
Everybody has all their questions about us answered.
I know.
Nobody has a question.
Every time we ask for questions, nobody ever asks anything.
Nobody has anything they want us to talk about. Pontificate. What are you doing?
Just looking if I missed anything.
No, you
Out
didn't.
here in rural backwoods, people walk around with rifles and shotguns. Well, Soapy Acres, where you live, you probably need them.
I was
God bless
walking
you.
around with a 45 and an M4 the other day and interacted with 3 police officers.
Well, she's up where there can be bears.
My
and
buddy
mooses.
is headed. Whoa! My buddy is headed to Thailand in 2 weeks. Lord help him! Haha! No, Thailand's awesome. He'll be
It's
fine.
very
He might not
warm.
come back. Whoa! Upside, bro. Wow! Sounds like rain. Yeah, it is.
A big statue of Marlon Perkins.
Earthquakes. I don't know what that means. Where to begin? Genesis. Begin in Genesis. You'll be right with us. We just started Torah portion, Genesis 1:1 to 6. which
Right.
there's a lot of stuff between Genesis 1 and Genesis 6, but start there.
When you read the Bible, it is important that you start at the beginning because it's a book.
Thank you, Michael.
It's also the basis of, religion. It is a book written like a book in chapters with characters and plot and everything. And just like when you read White Fang, you start at the beginning of the book and you learn about the dog and its master and its where it's set and all the things that are going on. Same thing for the Bible. You start out with the essence of God and then it fills it in. So it's really important.
Overwintering chickens.
What about them?
Hippie homesteader wants to know about it.
Okay, so with chickens, the things that can happen in the winter is they can get frostbite on their feet and like their combs.
Like silkies are terrible for being in the snow.
So the best thing you can do for them is make sure their coop is very weather tight, weather resistant. I've got videos up about that. Our coop down here, we more have to worry about heat. And so the joists
Graham's garden, yes. Clearly we have the same view.
coming out of the roof were open. So air could go out and come in. But at the winter time, the cold air can come in. The soffits, that's what I'm talking about, soffits, joists and the soffits.
We got a lot of questions coming in, so.
Right, so let me answer this one. So what I did was I took feed sacks and I rolled them up and I stuffed them in those spaces. That's just a temporary way of blocking the soffits. And on the other side, I nailed boards across so that the air couldn't just flow in and flow out. And it made a huge difference because when you get 20 chickens in there sitting on their roosts, they do have body heat and their droppings that go on the floor also compost and give off heat. And so it makes the coop a warm place for them to sleep. And during the day, if you have a run area and a coop area, if you have dry bedding down, they'll go into the coop to not be out on the snow or whatever to keep their body temperature correct. And that plus make sure you give them feed. Make sure you give them feed. They need to keep their calories up and water. If you can do warm water with like one of those little heated bowls, that's better than cold water. Okay, next question.
All right, so we're gonna skip one and then come back. Will I consider doing tour portion videos? No ability to see or make comments. Well, sorry, brother. Here's the thing. I retired as a pastor and we do tour a portion every week. People don't want to be filmed and it's a day of rest and I rest. So probably not. Now, what are you looking forward to seeing in Thailand? And hippie homesteader, Hebrew, his friend's going for the wrong reasons. Shada. What do you want to see in Thailand when we go there? I know what I want to see.
We are going to go visit an expat Brit. What's his name?
I know
Gordon?
his name. Gordon Tickle.
Gordon Tickle, who set up a homestead and is trying to.
And maybe Toon and Lee.
He's near a river. He like tried to make a barn, bought cattle.
Raising goats.
Raised some goats.
Oh, wait. Are you talking about Gordon?
Yeah, Gordon.
Gordon didn't do goats. He did cattle.
Right, cattle.
He's a cool guy. I want to have a Leo. I've never had a Leo. He drinks Leo beer. I don't even drink beer anymore, but I'll have one.
I don't care about the Leo at all. I'd love to see an elephant. I'd love to see some mahouts and some elephants. And I know they've got a refuge up there. I don't know if I want to go to that or not, but eat the food. We both were in Thailand as children. And so to just see the jungle, the wildlife, the Thai people, they're very generous.
Plum chop. Thai.
Kind people. So just the experience to go where we were when we were children. Okay.
No, that's what we're looking for. Northern Thailand. Sets the stage high. Are y'all happy? Whoa, where'd that go? Let's talk NBC.
He's got the comments, y'all. I should be able to see him here if I push that. Here we go. I pray for him quite often. Goats versus sheep, pros and cons.
Are y'all happy with the side-by-side? Fuel, power, usable. SK, it's your side-by-side. What do you think?
Yes, I am happy with our side-by-side. The fuel, it's got pretty good gas mileage, but we don't drive it long distances at high speeds. The seating is totally comfortable, totally enjoyed that. Love the power steering, love the clearance, love the suspension. Love the fact that it's got a dump bed and room in it, because when we do our little chores, like we were working on that goat shelter recently, we stuck everything we needed in the back of that and took it up there. I even loaded the 2 halves of the tote into the back of that thing.
Just me, just Google Torah portion.
Right.
Genesis started last week.
Yeah. And there's a lot of commentary on Torah portions.
Tribe vetting and comm network for the future. Can I address this?
Yeah, you do that. That's not my
Gang,
forte.
I am overwhelmed. The tribe vetting thing, it's a one-man shop and it's hard to do. What I recommend is that you go to regional meetups and meet other groups and vet yourselves, because that's where we're at right now. I mean, that's the short answer. Goats versus sheep, pros and cons.
Okay, I like goats, and I know a lot of people don't. They're more independent minded. They can escape a lot of fencing and everything, and so
Goats are jerks, love our sheep, said Vicky. Sorry.
For 10 years, I would just tie my goats out all over our property. I'd tie
Collar to a horse lead.
to 2 horse leads tied end to end, and then one around a tree. And the goat, they would get tangled, but they also need
Tangled up in blues.
all the leaves and twigs and weeds. They need all that for food, and we were afraid that if we didn't tie them, they would wander off the property and annoy the neighbors by eating their rose bushes and their fruit trees and everything. So
Remember when they ate his chestnut trees? I told them I would buy new chestnut trees if they didn't survive. They did survive.
yeah, so some people don't like them for that, but goats are very smart. They're as smart as dogs. And so my goats have learned the things I want them to learn. And so I can do things with my goats, handle them, move them, give them their medicine, and it all works out. Now, like I said, we recently made a pasture area for them, and it's a relief not to have to move them every day with the collars and so on. But it took 10 years for us to get enough pasture with enough feed in it to be able to do that. And we do have electric fence that we are going to use to move them around. They're good at clearing weeds and everything. The sheep, he knows more about. They seem less independent minded. The ones that we have just eat. They just eat, and they cleared all sorts of stuff we wanted them to clear. And thus far, as even when they escape, they don't go far. And they haven't really had any worming issues. So I'm happy with my goats. He's happy with his sheep.
David Pritchard has a question. How do y'all evaluate whether or not to go on vacation, safety, prepping wise? I'm personally reticent to do much in terms of vacay or leave the family for trips, training, etc. So are you talking about like the world is going cray cray and so, we don't want to be far from home base? We have taken trips.
We try to generate, how am I trying to say it? We try to have friends, people we can trust, so that if we have to go somewhere, we are not leaving our homestead with nothing. And
But what about you? You're 200 miles, 500 miles, 1,000 miles away from Shofar Mountain, and the world goes.
I am going to do the best with what I have where I am and try to get back. I do put some thought into how I'm traveling. I did do some videos on going out to see my mom. There's Oki's boss. Shalom, shalom. See my mom in Florida. There were some problems on that trip. There were some hotels that were not up to snuff, and I just jettisoned.
But you were traveling with a group of people.
I had a dog and a grandbaby with us.
But you also had other adults with you.
I did, and I also changed my route because we found going the most straightforward route took us through a lot of big cities that had a lot of traffic and a lot of stuff we didn't want to be around. And so I took alternate routes. And I look at military bases as a kind of safe spot for me, as he's a military retiree, and so I have an ID and I can go on the bases if I need to.
And we pack heavy. when we go places. We'll make it back. We're not worried.
Yeah. So that.
Okay.
Must go do evening chores, so gonna have to leave early and watch later. Yeah. Bless and shalom. Okay.
What is your go-to caliber for venison? 308. Shalom, Sister Kate. Okie boss. Shalom, PJF. Okie's boss.
A question for you, brother. Oh, you already did that. Winter's coming. Sweep the chimneys. Absolutely. Very important. Good tip, Paul, because when we say, do we really need to? And then we go to the
Absolutely.
chimney, and if you just tap your pipe that goes into your wood stove
Remember
or
that
whatever.
fire we went to?
Oh yeah.
That old dude?
All the charcoal falls down, and it's kind of appalling. And then he's talking about a fire call we had when we were on the fire department, where this old dude,
Like really old and not quite there.
kind of hoardery,
His house was full of crap.
he had
Magazines.
so many magazines, even in his chimney, that the whole chimney had caught fire. Like it was a
chimney fire.
That was the call. And he had so much ash and
And so when we got the fire out, we pulled the chimney apart, and his chimney was this wide, and creosote had built up around the inside edges. He had a hole this big in the middle, and that creosote was on fire. And we were like scolding him. Hey, you got to clean your chimney.
right, you got to do it. You got to get.
He's like, oh, I can't. He was old, like
Yeah,
one of those old guys. It's like, I can't get up on the roof. It's like, hire somebody.
Right.
At some point, which segues into, because you and I are starting to get older. You're much younger looking than me. You got to have people.
You have to have people. You have to.
Because at some point,
No.
I'm going to be too old to climb onto a roof. Then
Right.
what?
Then what? Then you use that broom thing from the bottom and sweep upward. Like it's so important for fire safety that you clean your chimney and you keep your ashes and your wood box clean too. Don't just let the ashes pile up and pile up and pile up. Get you one of them little shovels and get them out and put
Get
them on
you
your
some.
garden and on the compost pile and stuff. All right, so let me see. You guys should look into air guns. There is everything. They
Here, you
will
can
take
look at
down a
those, too.
bison. Deer are easy.
Oh, please.
We're not
No.
worried about that. Lon Simpson, hoovered
There he is. He's there. He said he couldn't get on. He's here.
your wild black raspberry jam yesterday, SK. Thank you.
Bless you, brother.
Yeah, it was really good, Lon. We enjoyed it. There is Andy. He said, comment. Blessings to you both. It's chore time for me as well. There's Guardian Mother. Okie Storm Chaser.
Okie Storm
Hashtag-
Chaser. We love him.
Hashtag Tinderbox. Yes, sir. That's what you're talking about if you don't clean it. What distance are you harvesting your Bambi from? I was wanting a 308, but didn't know.
Oh, can I talk about this?
I don't know.
I have probably killed 35 to 40 deer in my life. Most of them with a 308, one with a 223, a couple with a shotgun. The longest I ever shot a deer was 190 meters, about 200 yards. I have shot the vast majority of my deer within 20 yards, like you could do it with a bow, with a rifle.
All right.
There you go.
We need to say hello to several people. Following Yeshuan, Brother Chris.
Shalom, Brother Chris. We love you.
Yes.
You're still welcome here.
Still welcome here. I saw some pictures from your Sukkot. I hope it was a wonderful, blessed time. And also saw Survival Application Weapon System.
Saw, Brother Saw. It was so nice meeting you.
So nice meeting
You were just like I thought you would be.
I really enjoyed our talks. I want to
I wanted
more-
to talk to him more. Like
More.
Just like hang out more.
Yeah, let's do dinner sometime or something. Really enjoyed
Like
it.
we can
And
meet
your wife,
halfway, like in Nebraska. or
Nebraska.
something.
Let's go to the Wendy's or the whatever up there. Name a restaurant. Rib Crib or whatever up there. And Renee, I met your wife and then I didn't get to talk to her again the whole time because of the dogs and so on. So sorry about that.
And we got a Thai knife.
Michael Moody says, I charge $200 for a 2-story suite, not expensive. See?
$200.
And there's people like Michael out there that you can hire to do your chimney for you if you don't want to do it.
He's a chimney sweep.
He's a chimney
He
sweep.
wears all black and he's skinny.
He needs a top hat thing. We had a guy come to our house in Virginia who was a very jovial, big, biracial guy who came and did a chimney sweep job on our family's chimney.
Really?
And, yeah.
I don't remember this.
Well, it
You're
was
talking
my
about
family.
your family.
Right.
Okay.
And he didn't charge too much money, and he climbed up and he did all the stuff. He did a great job. So there are guys out there, hire him. All right. Let's see if there's any other comments. Okay. Okay. Mid-50s here. Any trucks for handling hard, heavy work? I'm installing a small crane lift on my truck soon. I have to. Custom builder. Any trucks for handling hard, heavy work? I'm not an expert on that.
What do you gotta be more specific. I've done a lot of heavy, hard things, but
Use
I don't.
code words. Ha ha ha. YouTube doesn't like scary arm fires. There is Donald Young. Shalom. Hey, Lewis and Clark had a 47 cow with them. Yes, they did. How did my wine turn out? Smiling Mary. Oh, I'm so glad you asked.
Oh,
Several people on this live stream tested it. And one sister.
yes, that's pouring rain you hear in the background.
Yes, one sister told me it tastes like German ice wine.
Ice vine.
So I had to look that up, and it's actually wine that you make with grapes that have been frosted and basically are raisins.
Wasn't that Saul's wife that told you that?
No, it was Cindy, Sister
okay.
Cindy. But Saul tasted it. He liked it. Who else on here? Vicky. Sister Vicky tasted it and liked it. Bear liked it. Many people liked it. I thought it was pretty good, very smooth. And I did notice a difference between the first fermentation, which is the 11 days long. It's a sweet wine, but it wasn't very alcoholic tasting. Not that
Didn't have the kick.
didn't have a kick,
watermelon
right? Not
wine
a
kind.
huge alcoholic content. But when you do a second ferment, which is when you take the liquid out of the bucket
I'll be back.
and you put it in a jug with an airlock on it, it gets to ferment more. And the second ferment was more alcoholic. So I've got 1 gallon of that left and like 2 bottles in the fridge. So I thought it was a successful
in the
wine.
cask?
The cask is blackberry wine, not wild grape.
And that won't be ready till next Sukkot.
Next Sukkot. All right, get rid of PayPal, y'all. If you know why, you know.
Oh, please.
Okie tried it too. But Hippie, where can we get? Okay, I don't know that thing. Mrs. Lovely Dudley said it was so delicious. She got to try it too. Shalom FK, nice to catch you live, says Tambara Lilycrafts. Yes, it is. And there's Mosby's men.
Where is he there?
Yeah, praise
don't
Yah
see
for
him
the
alone.
rain. Yep, he's there. Shalom, brother. Tina for short. Been watching a lot of Following Yeshua too. Yes, he has some very good videos. I always get spiritual oomph from watching Brother Chris. Is that pouring rain? Yes, it is. Shalom, peeps, says the tradesman. Y'all are always welcome here. We would love to chat more and maybe eat some big burgers.
That was Saws, right?
Yep.
Eat some milk.
Frosted fruit is sweeter. Same with Swede, says Norman. Norman Holland.
Norman Holland.
I saved,
They're bored.
I saved some of the raisins from the grapes, like some of the dried fruit, and I may try making.
Right,
ice wine
Herschel
later.
Gates. I'm new to owning goats. Is it normal for them to cough some?
Yes.
She's the goat lady. I say no, but listen to her.
Yes. They cough when they are regurgitating their cud. And so you will see them kind of go, and then you'll see the cud move up their throat and they'll chomp on it for a while and then they'll swallow it back down. So it is normal. You don't want to hear a lot of coughing, but daily, the occasional, it's normal.
Who knew?
Actually, for John Chisson says, actually, the grapes are fully frozen and you
Westhold
literally...
Forge. Shalom,
Shalom,
my brother.
Can only squeeze a drop out of each grape. They do a fair bit of it here in Nova Scotia. Okay. Teresa Jukwick says, done. If it needs some reinforcement, you can put it in a bowl, then in the chest freezer, pull the ice out of the bowl, and you can get it up to around 40 proof. Put it in the chest freezer, pull the ice out of the
I'm
bowl.
surprised more questions aren't forthcoming.
All right, Sauce says, excellent wine, the best wine I had at Sukkot. Thank you very much.
It's the only wine he had at Sukkot.
That's not true.
Bet it is.
I'm new to owning goats, and we already asked that. I just got home from work. Well, glad we could, catch you on the live, and thank you for supporting the channel and being a moderator. And a cool guy in general. We need to do dinner again sometime.
And a blacksmith meister. We should.
We should
You
do
should
dinner
schedule
again.
dinner.
We should schedule dinner. If you're from Wisconsin, bring me your brass and stuff you need to reload it.
So we are talking about
Okay.
wine and goats. Yep.
Yes, we are.
Well, we
doing
can talk
those.
about whatever you want, brother.
Yeah. And questions, and we'll give you guys about 15 more minutes-ish.
Because I got to shoot another video on these awesome sleeping bags and a great deal that we got on them. And I'm going to put that on Patreon.
And we need to eat dinner.
Bye, Mistlety. Yeah, I'm getting hungry. Kitchen injury.
Gonna have to
Oh,
leave. Have the best night, everyone. Oh, I'm sorry. Misty T. That's no fun. I drive through Wisconsin quite often. How to exchange digits.
Give somebody your email.
Oh, excuse me.
All right. Patreon videos up.
It's called ice distilling. Pioneers who make apple cider put it in the barn in a barrel and pull the ice over winter. They call it applejack.
Huh.
Well, would you look at
I've
that?
been thinking about goat hair sheep, regular sheep all day.
Oh, hang on.
Goats, hair sheep, and regular sheep. I tell you what, are mine called hair sheep? I have Katahdins.
Yes, he has hair sheep.
They eat everything. You put them in an area and they're like a brush hog. They're awesome.
And several of our brethren have roasted them at our feasts.
We eat
and they're
them all the
delicious.
time. They're delicious.
Yeah, and they're pretty hefty. It's a good amount of meat per animal. So if you want basically low trouble,
See ya, Teresa.
delicious meat and mowing down weeds, the sheep you got are very good.
EMT question.
Okay.
Pastor Joe, you should probably be asking Sister Kate. How is it that I can help my daughter turn from her ways? She is a flaming hot liberal and says she cannot go to believe as I do because it sounds like a cult.
That's
You
not
want
really
me to
an
answer
EMT.
that? That's not an EMT
That's not an
question.
EMT question.
Oh, it says prepping Torah EMT. Question, and then the question.
Right. Okay.
Hey, is she an adult? I mean, adults are going to decide.
I would say, let me read it. I just don't want to brush off. You don't have to. See ya. C103.
See a C103. I just don't want to brush hog. I don't know what that means. Jay Morris, is that RJ Morris,
No.
or do we determine that's not?
No, it's different.
When do you think the slow boil is going to result in a boil over or pop? Tomorrow.
All right. Hang on, because I want to answer the guy's
Okay.
question.
I'll shut up.
If she will read the Bible with you, that may help her. Just read the words, because there's often a disconnect between what preppers actually are like versus what the media says they're like. And prayer. Praying for her and see if she'll read the Bible with you, and just let her read it and say, this isn't scary, is it? It's just a story of a people, and we're choosing to follow the way those people did things. Okay, so go ahead.
Okie Storm Chaser. Yep, had one of them big old sheep bend the bar on my rotisserie. They are the best at making plants into meat. Amen.
It's true. Also, curry makes everything
Oh, curry.
delicious.
And this woman makes the best curry in the world. We've eaten curry in Thailand and Malaysia. I've eaten it in Indonesia. You make good curry.
I make pretty good curry.
Inja.
Philip Hale says, Deo Bendici. Prepping Tori MT, thank you for the advice. You're welcome.
Andy. Shalom, mein Bruder.
Was just talking about you. Right. It's the same Bible you've been reading, just opening it and reading it in a different
It's a dangerous thing when you read that Bible for yourself.
Yep. Reading from the scriptures version makes a difference because you're getting more accurate interpretations, or what is it called when somebody translates for you? Translations from Hebrew words. That's what the scriptures does. Okay, scarlet butter on the sheep was a delicious. New prime minister is making curry compulsory. You should keep that person in office. Curry is pretty darn yummy.
That was a joke on Norm's part.
Or was it? It's
It was
not
a
literal.
sad joke. They have a new PM. It's all coming apart. Norm knows.
Miss Hippie Hebrew said, and
That's
I
a
quote,
good name.
"Sorry for the caps. I want her duck curry recipe." Okay, I will give you the curry recipe. She screamed it in my ear.
You can get the scriptures version of the Bible from refugemedical.com.
There you go. Curry, just very basically put, is you get your curry spices, you brown them in some oil.
No, well, what
That's
are
just
those curry spices?
30 seconds. Just buy a bottle that says curry spice, right? Garam masala, whatever.
Garam masala.
Or get one of those little jars of Thai curry already made and follow the directions on them. So once you've browned the curry spices, you take them out of the oil, you put your meat in and you brown that. And then you add in some sort of liquid,
Coconut
tomato,
milk.
right? Coconut milk, tomato juice, miso broth, chicken broth, whatever.
See, she just creates. She just starts.
Saute your vegetables.
Come through the house.
In the liquid that you put in there. Add more curry.
You're making me really hungry.
And then put everything all together and let it cook for a little while. Voila, curry. It's really quite simple. The only thing we have cooked on a spit is goat. My people are not good at it. You need to curry that thing or barbecue it. Westhold. Love. Oh, what was it? Honey and like thyme or something sauce he put on
Norm said,
roasted pumpkin.
I worked on Indian ships for a while. I was shown the way.
That's right.
I bet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Winter
absolutely.
question, with having multifamily units up there on Shofar, do y'all keep your own firewood or have a big one for the community? We all have our own firewood piles.
Yeah. And there's a lot of just down stuff anyway that anyone can use.
Have you made venison curry?
I think I have. The problem with venison is you can't cook it very long, or you have to cook it really long on a slow temp so it's tender. But if you try to do it the way I just said about the duck, like if you've cooked the spices and you brown the duck, if you do that with venison, it just gets tough. And so you've got to either quick cook the venison and throw everything
I
together,
wonder if we
or
use
do
canned
it
venison
way
and
over
how it
long.
would be. Because it's kind of soft when you can it.
Yep. Okay. All right, 4 more minutes, y'all.
Because I got to shoot the sleeping bag
And I'm
video.
hungry and I'm ready to go back down to my house.
And I got to shoot the sleeping bag video first.
And I might even like to have a fire tonight. I don't know. Depends on how cool it is. Oh, not trying to cut Pastor Joe off. So you got 4 minutes to ask questions or make comments. Marinate in yogurt and garlic first. That will make it much more tender.
As Norm knows, garlic makes everything better.
And so does yogurt. Have you used red wine with you guys in SK? I absolutely
Yes.
have. And Worcestershire sauce. We are just enjoying the company, and the homemade wine is a nice touch. All right. Okay. I'm afraid I'm not on your side. I had a bad experience with curry and Indian food in general at a college fair several years ago. Yeah. We've had one other person say that, like, got violently ill, puked the curry out, did not enjoy it, did not want to do it anymore. Yes, that's green curry, right? Green Thai curry. Yeah. Packs of faux biscuit, Mr. Hatter.
See, Norm?
I'll certainly give it a try if y'all willing. I was successful archery hunt this year. Well, y'all would. Thanks for the stream. You're welcome, Norm. Thanks for showing up. Be safe out there. Cold winter. It's not a world, what do you want to call it? Overarching enemy person affecting the weather. It's that darn volcano. Shalom, y'all. My wife about to be home from work, so I gotta go. All right. You can use arrows and air guns now. You just want to talk about air guns. Loving a live stream this Monday evening. Thanks, you guys. Well, you're welcome.
Okay, Storm Chaser, your comment showed up like they wanted to censor it, but I didn't.
Stay safe. Curried pickled eggs are best use of extra eggs. Michael Scott, I have 2 of them still in my refrigerator. Thank you for doing Patreon videos, says Graham's Garden.
You are quite welcome.
That's, whoa, okay, no. Past
How do
36
we-
fun moderators handle that.
How do we ban that person? Am I no longer a moderator?
You might not be a moderator.
No, it says I am.
Well, I can do it. There we go. All right,
We got to kill that person.
I did.
Kill them.
We pickled a bunch of eggs and they're pretty awesome. I pickled them too. I want a different pickling recipe. We tried them right after I did them and they were okay. But I would like to try again. We did not do like a really sweet one. We did a curry one and a dill pickle recipe. So yeah, something like pickled beets would be really yummy. Eggs. Schwack 'em, said Hunter Kurt. I got them.
Schwack.
All right, y'all. Time is up. We are out of here. We really appreciate you swinging by the channel, commenting and all that other stuff, thumbings, uppings, and all that. Second time that's happened for an innocent comment. Silly AI, learn English. Ban hammer. I'm glad this took a good turn. Michael Scott said the curry eggs pickled must sit for a month. I'm gonna have to try them again. All right. Shalom, everybody. Shalom. You have a peaceful evening too, Brother Andy. We're gonna keep our head down and try to keep dry
And eat.
and eat. Shalom, shalom, shalom. All right. Peace out.
Peace out. All right, let me do this video.